What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Collecting Madness. There's always madness in love, and we love collecting. Now today you can see we have none other than the Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike, so let's hurry up and dive right into this. So here we are with the box art. As you guys can see, this is a massive box. It is taking up the majority of my light box, so the angle might be a little bit tighter on this one, but once we get them out, we should have some more space. Now, as you can see on the front, you do have a picture of the Scout Trooper himself on the bike. You then have another shot with the cigar band kind of style going around there with him with the blaster, and it's kind of got an Endor theme on the front. Before we go further into this, I do want to say a reminder, if you saw my last video of my WWE Championship replica unboxing, you will know that I am doing another giveaway. Once I reach 300 subscribers, another gift card of $100 will be given away to either the WWE shop or Sideshow, or wherever you would like to purchase a collectible from. And in the traditional way of this channel, taking off that top cover, you will see the art insert, and you guys know I absolutely love these. You get an insight of what the figure can do, and Hot Toys just kind of said, hey, you need 2 of these for some reason, but I am only picking up 1 because it is super big and some of us collectors are limited on space. But nonetheless, let's dive more into them. Taking out that art insert, you are greeted with the tray that he comes in. You will see a whole bunch of stuff that he comes with. I love this. I know there's diorama pieces in here. The bike is behind there, as you can see, and he's just held nicely in the clam tray. But I'm going to get everything out here just so we can take a little bit closer look in the detail and you can actually see what all this guy comes with. Alright guys, and here we have everything the Scout Trooper comes with except for the speeder bike. We will be taking a look at that separately. However, I did want to show everything else, including the display base that it comes with. So I think this base looks absolutely amazing. In fact, all the sculpting, the detail, the woodwork, the rock work, like the painting on the rocks. These pieces, they're plasticky and they bend. Some are easier than others to get pegged into these holes, and you can kind of position them however you like. I do extremely recommend that you read your instruction manual, as it does point out where to place each of those flowers, along with, when you do get your speeder bike out, where to put all the pieces for that, because there is a lot of work that goes into this figure. Next we have this display base. You do have the option of just having brown. I don't know why anybody would do that. I mean, you can if you want to. I personally am going to keep the Endor theme, and then you get the nameplate there that says Star Wars Scout Trooper, and you can see the Endor kind of look on top. You do get the sniper rifle. I do think this is painted wonderfully. It actually looks more metallic than some other cheap black painted plastic pieces. There's some weathering going along here. Got some silver pieces, and you get the strap. So this is pretty nice. You do then of course get the little blaster here. Now this is a little bit weathered itself too. You do get your array of hands. You get some gripping hands for the bike, you get a blasting hand, and then some fists. So not too much, plus the ones that the figure comes with. Taking a look at the bike a little bit closer before we get it on the stand, these flaps do flap up. You can see the engine components inside. You do have this squishy cloth pack on the back, which is a really nice touch. The seat is plastic, it's not leather. You do have some buttons along here. You do get these control pegs, which you do have to peg in each single one of them, and I do recommend you be careful. There are 2 extra ones of each version because you get a bent one and a straight up and down one. The arms you have to put in, those were a pain as well. So there's a lot of assembly that goes into this, a lot more than I thought. The wires come out, but they do move. These do function pistons, as you can hear, so it's pretty sturdy. The front moves, you kind of have to angle it how you want it yourself. Other than that, oh, and the magnets, these magnets in the feet for the trooper to display his feet on, you also have to put those in as well, which is weird. But overall thoughts on this piece is I like it. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be, but it's also not as light, and it's painted very nicely, weathered very nicely. So I think it could be cheaper in price, but it's still an amazing piece. And for my 1/6 scale vehicle, for my first one, I definitely think it's a win. So because it's a win, I mean, it mostly wins me over because of this insane detail and just Hot Toys' ability to capture like realism, pretty much. Like, this thing, when you see it, doesn't look like it'd be plastic until you get a hold of it and you can see which parts move and whatnot. But it's a solid piece. I have yet to hold the Sideshow one, so I'm just going based off of this one as my first speeder bike vehicle. Getting this thing up on its display base is absolutely a sight to see. I love this look. It looks like it's hovering. The grass a little bit in front kind of hides that post, however you can see it. But what's fun about this is you can actually move that post forward, back, side to side, and get different angles of the trooper on the bike as if he was, you know, zooming through the forest of Endor itself. I will say, when you're holding the speeder bike, it does give a weird effect, but for some reason, as soon as you put it on this display base, it just makes sense. Here we have the Scout Trooper that you've waited to see, the figure that comes in the box, and the reason you buy this set as a personal original trilogy lover, as myself, specifically of Return of the Jedi, I had to have this piece. I had to have it with the bike just because when I saw that film and with Luke, you know, slicing off the front and the whole comedy act with Han Solo and him being like, hey, and then, you know, chasing and the chase scene and the Ewoks, I just fell in love with the Scout idea. But with that being said, I like how white this guy is. The Mandalorian one is a little bit more dirtier than I would like. I do like the weathering. Now, he does have some on him. You can see on the shoulders and the chest plate and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who have also complained that there's like a two-tone of the stomach area to the chest plate. I see it, but it doesn't bother me as much as I think it does other people. I feel like cloth other than armor would get a little bit dirtier, so that's what that kind of reminds me of. The helmet is, you know, not as accurate to Return of the Jedi as well. It's more replicated of the Mandalorian one. I'll take that as you will, but it's still, you know, Return of the Jedi to me, just because it's a Scout Trooper at the end of the day. And whether you pick up that one or this one, you can't go wrong with either. Just getting this guy a little bit more close up, you can see that weathering here in the chest that I was talking about, along with some of the armor. It's on the helmet as well. This is fabric on the front, and then coming down you can see some more of that weathering. It's almost like he gets more dirtier as you get down to the bottom, which makes sense because he would be walking. I do like the tread on the bottom. This figure feels very solid. He does have some soft ratchets in the knees, and he articulates pretty well. He gets some good range in the helmet. His legs, he can kind of do the split. So overall, he'll do pretty good things. I mean, he'll mostly be on a bike or in front of it and shooting anyway, so he's not like a Spider-Man or anything like that. But yeah, just another solid Hot Toys piece. And here we have a quick comparison of the Mandalorian on the right and the Return of the Jedi one on the left, and you can see right away the massive differences in the buckle, how high it goes, the chest plate is bigger, the shield on the front looks a little bit different to me, but that could just be the weathering. And yeah, these guys are still both pretty good, so whichever one you just decide to go with, whether you liked weather or not, or like based off of your original trilogy or not, you know, it's all up to you. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I will say this guy is extremely difficult to pose, and he will probably stay like this You have to be extremely careful with the moving parts in hopes that you don't break the little pieces there. I do like the little blaster it comes with, and there are a ton of different display options you can do with this guy. Even though he is difficult, I still love it and would recommend it to anybody in their collection. It's truly eye candy, and I can't say enough about it. Like I said, this is it. So please leave a like, comment, and as always, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.